cat knocked over my chapstick while I was away.
You son of a bitch.
A little scamp.
I stepped away and got myself a drink I don't usually partake in. I got a Mountain Dew.
Mmm.
Just could use the boost of caffeine.
Gamer fuel, I see.
Exactly.
I got myself a Diet Coke because the bottle has Sprite Zero.
Alright. You were up.
Well, Mr. Prosecutor, Miss Pop saw the victim with her own eyes.
I'm gonna assume that this one, we just need to press her on a bunch.
That's been the case with her. We just have to press.
Yeah, that always is kind of like frustrating when you're like, but what about this? But it's like, no, you just need to press everything and shoot in the dark. Why does that sound wrong to me? It's probably because it's coming out of his mouth. Sexy, sexy mouth.
His delicate, delicious lips.
Sweeter than chocolate. Let's see what happens when I examine it in more detail. Yeah, no, he's literally telling us to just press. Okay. Came back to
I'll slam shut my door. My dryer's on.
It's alright. When exactly did you arrive back at the hideout? Oh.
It was after we had picked up the ransom money.
And where were you up until the time you returned?
I was scouting the park out and making preparations for our escape. I walked around in various areas, looking for the best route.
And so each of them had their own roles to play.
After I was done, I went back to the hideout.
By that time, Lance had already subdued and restrained Mr. Deacon. Yeah, here's the issue with that one. How did Lance look at that time?
He looked shocked. He also looked a little down. When I saw that sadness in his eyes,
You see, that's because what he was convicted with was one account of fucking murder and assault and battery of a fucking prosecutor. Because that also explains how the sword got there, too. Because that's what he used to fucking beat us over the head with.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Thank you, that's enough for now. And what of Mr. Deacon? What of his situation like? He had tied Mr. Deacon securely to the beam in the room next door. You sure that it was Mr. Deacon that you saw? If you'll even notice, Edgeworth has a similar haircut, so she probably only saw his head.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm...
But I think he had the bad badger head was on there.
Yeah.
So they might have put it on him.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm certain of what I saw.
Did you go into the other room to check?
Lance said it was best I didn't get too close to him. Lance, he's such a kind soul.
You fucking beat me over the head. Then you're telling me that you did not confirm that it was Mr. Deacon for yourself.
I checked through the slit in the door that separates the two rooms. He had a bad badger's head on, so I'm absolutely sure. There it is! That just had to be Mr. Deacon.
She saw a bad badger head. The captive had a bad badger's head on. I'm absolutely sure it was Mr. Deacon. No, it wasn't. It was me. So the tied up Mr. Deacon was still in his bad badger costume.
Yes, and?
It would appear that she misread the whole situation. What now? Should I raise an objection? Of course I should raise an objection. The person you saw was not the victim.
What? Why not?
I will tell you why not with this. Oh no. Wait. Oh, was it the head? Okay, hold on.
I'm gonna say it's the head.
Yeah, okay, good. Miss Pops, the person you saw was not Mr. Deacon at all.
Huh?
The person you saw was actually this person.
Myself.
It was me.
Huh? The person I saw is you, Mr. Edgeworth?
Man. If Edgeworth wasn't the person who we, like, assaulted and pretend to make look like Lance, look like Deacon, he would have totally gotten away with this.
He would, but he assaulted the wrong guy.
Assaulted the wrong gentleman. I always thought it was a bit odd. Why would the kidnappers adopt me, even after I had handed over the ransom? It's not as though I saw the face of the kidnappers. If I were them, I would have taken the $1 million and ran. But in the end, there was a point to it all. It was to make me look like Mr. Deacon. And if that was the reason for which I was abducted, then I believe we can assume that the victim was already dead at that time. Well, Lance, am I right? That's... You showed Miss Pops a person, namely me with a Bad Badger's head on, and then made your costumed escape together. Or so you pretended.
Huh? What do you mean he pretended?
Exactly that. I believe Lance watched you escape, and then doubled back to the hideout.
That's why the costume's thrown out!
That also explains why we haven't found a costume that has a bullet hole.
Yeah, shit, you're right!
Cause if the gun fired blanks, we would already know where the costume is at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Probably to come and remove the Bad Badger head from my unconscious self. And to create his fake prison with the prop sword, he then escaped via the passageway.
That explains why it was open. Hold your tongue, boy! Don't get caught up in that tidal wave of words coming out of Mr. Prosecutor's mouth.
Tidal wave?
We've heard a lot come out of you, but I've yet to see a shred of evidence. The victim's betrayal and his subsequent detainment. All of that could have happened while you're out cold.
That's right! You were out for quite a while, Mr. Prosecutor! How the fuck do you know that? Even if that were the case, Miss Pops would have still seen me tied to that beam.
I was scared of Mr. Deacon, so I didn't go into the next room. So I really have no idea if you're in there or not, Mr. Edgeworth. So you see, it would seem that you can't prove a thing. Who said that?
Oh shit. Please,
Hello.
wait. Mr. ARMANO. Oh, Miles, my boy. It looks like you're really giving it your all. And, Lance, it's not good to cause trouble for others. Man, you committing all this murder. Really inconveniencing me. Dad? Let's see. You're the one in charge of the investigation, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Put his sunglasses back on. I'm sorry that my son has been nothing but trouble. This probably won't make up for anything, but I have some evidence for you.
Oh, do you now?
Oh, shit.
Badger!
Is that what I think it is? It has the bullet wound!
Oh my god! It's the Bad Badger costume the victim was wearing and a gun! And 2 guns!
It's 2 guns! I couldn't wait around for the police, so I went and found these myself. It appears that they were disposed of in the sea.
Oh my god! And the real gun's there too!
I think that might be the fake gun, because he said
oh
they
wait,
were
yeah,
disposed
that's
in the
fake.
sea.
That's right. I forgot. Is there no one in this country who actually obeys the law?
Listen, you get used to it.
Hmm?
There. Now, Agent Lang, please calm down.
What the heck is that scrap of paper?
This appears to be a letter from the Chief of Police. Please allow Mr. ARMANO complete freedom to do as he sees fit. It says... What?
The Chief of Police? What the... Just who does he think he is?
The Chief of Police? The person who wields the highest authority in this area. There. Now, there is no need to be so upset.
I'm not a cop from this land. So I'm not bound by the laws of your country.
Now. This wasn't meant to strong-arm you into anything. It's just a request. I'm only asking that you please respect the laws of these lands.
I can't really say no to that. However, returning to the topic at hand. It doesn't matter who found the evidence, its values remain unchanged. Alright, now let's take a look at this new evidence.
I've already got the results back. I had a special forensics research lab that I'm on good terms with conduct the test. Did he pay off the chief of police so he could do this?
Oh my god, I would be surprised.
Ernest, the Chad. He prefers Mellow Yellow to Mountain Dew. I'm so sorry. I'm fucking sanctifying your precious name. I also prefer Mellow Yellow to Mountain Dew, but it's a different topic. They verified that the blood on this costume belonged to Oliver. As for the gun, the only fingerprints they could find were yours, Lauren, which means it wasn't the murder weapon.
Yeah!
What? You disappoint me, Miles. I can't believe that you would cause my son such stress and heartache. Thank goodness I was able to find the final pieces of evidence. With this, you'll have no reason left to push my poor boy around.
It only fires blanks!
You idiot! I'll be the judge of that. Yeah, alright. It's the gun. It has to be, but also...
Wait, is there something inside of the head?
What is this? Looks like there's something inside the costume.
That's... I was right! Hey, they sparkle! I bet they're really valuable!
Sorry, but they're just pieces of a mirror. Why are they here? I was right! Could this gun be the actual murder weapon?
It's all coming together!
It's all coming together, baby! This bullet hole.
It looks kind of burnt around the edges.
That's how a bullet hole works, Kay. Wait, those burn marks were left by the gunpowder. This is most important fact.
Why is that?
Because it's proof that the victim was shot at point-blank range. So it couldn't have happened on the stage then, where Lauren says he shot him.
So
that's our evidence. That's our contradiction right there. Because if it happened like we're saying, it was not at point-blank range.
How did the fuck did the... Unless he was lying... Wait, because he was lying on the ground in the background!
That's what I was saying! He was hiding from... It happened before we got there. We got there and he needed a cover-up. So he hit us instead. Thank you, Dad. This should be enough to convince even Mr. Edgeworth over there. Now hold it right there, you piece of shit.
I got you now, bitch.
Oh, we got, it's the hype music. Make no mistake, there are fingerprints on that murderous gun. And they prove that it was Lolly who killed Oliver. But Oliver was also after Lolly's life. So, Mr. Edgeworth, even you must see that Lolly was only acting in self-defense. The fingerprints on the weapon.
Oh no! This isn't helpful at all.
Look, Mr. Edgeworth, all I want to do is save Lolly. But in the end, all I can do is watch on as she takes the punishment for her crimes. That may be all you can do. However, I still have a case to solve and a job to do. Fuck yeah!
Yeah!
The job of unraveling your insidious lie. You wound me. Why won't you believe me, even in the face of all this evidence? This evidence just helped me prove my point. Alright, let's fucking go. Those fingerprints, are you sure they belong to Miss Pops? There's no mistaking about it. Though my connections, I had the best forensic techniques money can buy performed. I find that to be a bit peculiar. What? Are you trying to pick an argument with me? What should I do? Should I raise an objection?
We should probably save first before we do.
Hold off until we have everything. I should probably wait to see how this pans out first.
We should also probably do a save state first.
Okay. You sure are calm for someone who's accusing his own girlfriend of murder. You have it all wrong. Allowing her to pay the price is a form of love. She says that she also wants to pay back her debt to society, but Oliver was also after Lolly's life. And why do you believe that the victim was set on taking Miss Pop's life? I suppose it's because he wanted to silence her, to keep her quiet, because she knows the truth behind the kidnapping. In that case, why did he not target you as well? Like, I can see where everything is. The mirror is the proof that it happened in the manor.
In the haunted house!
It had to have happened in the haunted house. And it was, she did not fire at point blank. That's because he knew that if he killed me, he wouldn't be able to control my father. Oh, right you are. Even if it cost me millions, I would have had the killer found. I believe he didn't kill you for an entirely different reason. However, I digress, because you fucking murdered him. Look, more than why he didn't kill me, I'm worried about what'll happen to Lolly. So, Mr. Edgeworth, even you must see that Lolly was only acting in self-defense.
Hold it!
Justified self-defense? I suppose that is a possibility given the circumstances. Really? Oh, thank goodness! However, self-defense was not necessary in this case. What do you mean? Miss Pops is innocent. She didn't do anything, so why would she need to defend herself from nothing? You still don't believe a word I say, do you? His entire argument hinges on the fact that her fingerprints are on the gun. However, the truth does not lie there. It lies in whatever he is holding from me, but not for long. Kingdom State. Okay, so... Alright, so we do need to raise an objection here. Alright. Frankly, I don't believe that Miss Pop's prints should be on that gun to begin with. And the reason why Miss Pop's prints should not be on the gun is... she was wearing a costume.
Because that's the...
I found Miss Pops' fingerprints on this gun.
Can you let me hold it for a sec?
I shouldn't if you don't know how to handle it. Besides, Miss Pop's fingerprints are on it.
Look! I'm wearing gloves. I'll be okay. I just want to take a look, that's all. It's not like I'm gonna run off with it. The only things I don't return are treasures.
Stealing either one would land you in jail, you know. Oh, come on! I could have actually really used that, because she could have told if it was the weight of a gun! Oh, is that it? Is that all there is on this thing? Oh, wait. What is that?
Haunts?
That's like a mark on it.
Looks like a horse.
It is a horse. Can I look in the gun now? Okay, maybe that's all that is there is in that one.
Maybe you should stay here.
Yeah. Is it the fact she was wearing a costume?
It might have been. But how would we prove that?
Take that!
I got it! Oh!
Whoa!
It's simply not possible for Miss Pops to have left any fingerprints on the murder weapon, because while she was at the stadium, Miss Pops was wearing a costume. Huh? But there's been no mistake. We found fingerprints. Well, Miss Pops, do you remember touching the gun at any time?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I did hold it for a bit back in the hideout. I handed it off to Mr. Deacon when he and Lance left for the haunted house. There it is! There it is!
To retrieve the ransom money, I suppose. And there you have it. That is when Miss Pop's prints found her way onto the gun. Do you understand now, Mr. ARMANO? The fingerprints do nothing to prove that Miss Pops is the murderer. But you still don't have anything to prove that she isn't the killer, right? You seem very adamant about insisting that your girlfriend is a cold-blooded killer.
Oh, Lance!
What? No way! I'm incredibly worried about her.
You could do so much better.
I know, right? But that doesn't change the fact that you don't have any evidence, right? That's where you're wrong. I have the evidence. What? How? The story that Miss Pops killed the victim at the stage in the stadium. The whole affair is simply not true, because that was not the real crime scene, but a setup. This proves that the real murder was not committed at the stadium. It's the costume. Well,
Wait, save before.
It's either costume or the mirror, but I think it's the costume because we need to prove that it was fired at point blank. Let us take another good look at the costume the victim was wearing. Then I believe you will see why I insist he was not shot at the stadium.
It's the balloon. It's the balloon.
We're just gonna get it right on. The burn around this bullet hole was made when the victim was shot at point blank range.
So then you mean the murder Miss Oldbeck saw at the stadium really was...
Yes, she saw two people, but they were separated by a distance. If the victim was indeed shot from below the stage, there shouldn't be a gunpowder burn!
Look at you, Mr. Smarty Pants Prosecutor. Since you seem to know all the answers, why not tell us where the real crime scene is then?
Lance set me up to look like Mr. Deacon back at the hideout. If that's the case, then the murder must have happened prior to that. And the location where Lance and the victim were, just before I was imprisoned was... I've got it!
Haunted house!
It's the haunted house! This is such a good one. I really like this one.
Yeah!
I think it's not unreasonable to assume the murder took place in the haunted house.
The haunted house?
Yes, and I have proof that is highly likely that the victim was killed there. What proves that the real scene of the crime was the haunted house was the fucking house! These were inside the costume the victim was wearing. They're fragments of a mirror.
A mirror? What does that have to do with anything?
Indeed. You don't exactly expect to find pieces of a mirror inside a costume.
Yeah, that's actually pretty dangerous.
Thank you for your input, Kay. However, there is one place I can think of where there is a plethora of mirror fragments. And that is the haunted house. Lance ARMANO, I propose that you killed Mr. Deacon with the revolver in the haunted house.
This is some fucking Cluedo line shit.
After that, you stole the Blue Badger mobile to move his body to the Wild West area. The timing of when the Blue Badger mobile was stolen confirmed this as a fact. So what? He did steal him, he did take him in that one, but it was before the rain!
Ooh.
Miles, my boy, say no more! I'm sorry, Mr. ARMANO, but I cannot do that.
Be quiet.
Yes, please do something. Stop that boy from speaking any more nonsense.
Ernest ARMANO, correct? I meant you. Now be quiet, Gramps. I don't need words. The only thing I require is evidence. Decisive evidence. And to call these mirror bits decisive is a bit too presumptuous, Mr. Prosecutor.
What?
Sheena! Wasn't there a mirror in the kidnapper's hideout?
Check if there's still as many mirrors in the fucking haunted house as there were before. A mirror that's for the haunted house.
You see? Isn't it possible the fragments gone to the costume there?
But Agent Lang, there was no fragments on the floor, so that probability is very low.
Probability? Ha 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 ha! Long G says, on Truth's Past, the word probability does not exist.
I'm gonna... Alright, no. You can't just take out fucking...
The only thing that it does is definitive evidence, or proof.
Yeah.
The question, Mr. Prosecutor, is do you have the definitive proof you need? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you?
Do I have solid evidence that proves the murder took place in the haunted house? The answer is no.
See? So since you don't have any, shut up.
I don't have the evidence yet, but I'm certain the murder occurred around the time I turned the ransom over. At that time, the only people at the haunted house besides myself were Lance and Mr. Deacon. If I can prove that the murder took place at the haunted house, then I can prove Lance's guilt in connection to the murder.
What now, Mr. Edgeworth?
Agent Lang, I have a special request.
Let me look at the haunted mansion! Yeah.
I'd like to prove to you that the scene of the crime was indeed the haunted house.
Why in the world are you asking the werewolf for permission?
Because I don't really have a choice if I want to find the truth.
Alright, permission granted. But you're not gonna touch a single thing, got it?
That won't be a problem. All that's important to me is that the truth be brought to light. It doesn't matter by who or how it's done, as long as it is.
Shh. Sheena,
I'm here.
put in the paperwork for the authorization immediately.
Understood. I'll go get the Gatewater Group's approval. Oh my god.
Who was that?
Now.
Now.
Let's hold on for a second. There's no need to obtain approval. Mr. ARMANO. Agent Lang, if you would please take a look at this.
What is this? Sheena!
Is this man just refused to look at paperwork?
He refuses to read.
It's the deed to the haunted house. The
What?
deed?
It's a fucking amusement park! Read it out loud.
Gatewater Land Incorporated hereby bequeaths the property known as the haunted house to Mr. ARMANO for the lump sum of $1 million paid in full. Cash. What? As you can see, I am now the legal owner of the haunted house.
Are you kidding? When did you...
I ran into the owner of the park earlier and we made a deal almost immediately. How quickly things move when you can prepare $1 million in the blink of an eye. That $1 million you paid, don't tell me it was... Oh, that's right. The disgusting suitcase belongs to you, doesn't it? What?
What the fuck?
So
That's gotta be illegal.
That money's just gone now.
It sure is.
How is that legal?
This man...
Where did he find the suitcase? I don't have any more use for it, so you may have it back now. You used the ransom money? My Lance is a good boy. He even apologized for the kidnapping a bit earlier.
Now this man.
So I do believe that I will forgive him. After all, he did return the ransom money. That's the way things are, so if you would please discuss things with me from now on.
Discuss? What is there to discuss?
I feel like the energy off he wants to deck the shit out of this man.
Absolutely. I know it's supposed to be fair, but that was just... This fuck guy.
Why, permission to enter the haunted house, of course. While we were busy listening to Lance's story, Mr. ARMANO was out there preempting us. Permission to search the haunted house is denied. End of discussion. Agent Lang, I want you to arrest that girl. And Miles, you should hurry on home now, my boy, before I really lose my temper. Mr. ARMANO definitely has the deck stacked in his favor here. He doesn't want his boy going to prison.
He doesn't.
What should I do? If I leave it like this, the truth will be lost forever.